So we have two important updates that we're about to give to our lovely subscribers right here on Pinax TV. The first one has to do with loudmouth MP Kennedy Ohene Agyapo, who is the member of parliament for Asin Central. Information reaching us, which seems like a good news to some people, is that he may finally be expelled from parliament after the minority in parliament have dragged him once again to the privileges committee. And the way things are, if Kennedy or Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapo does not take care, if the minority provide enough evidences, then it means that his days as a member of parliament will soon be over. This is what is currently going on. And also our own dancehall king Charles Ni Amamensa, which also seems like a good news to some people, is that a Zylofon mansion that he goes about boasting. Hey, look at my Zylofon mansion. He takes videos and pictures. All those properties, the cars that Zylofon record label gave him when they signed you, all of these things will be taken away from him, particularly from Economic Organized of Crime Office EOCO and also the governments of Ghana. They will sell all of those things to make sure that they pay the customers who invested their millions of Ghana cedis into this Ponzi scheme Men's Gold Company Limited. Starting off with Shatta Men's Gold and EOCO saga. Breaking news, as we told our subscribers right here on this channel, is that EOCO, that's the Economic Organized of Crime Office, came out with a statement saying that anybody who is having a possession of, a Zylofon record label property, Men's Gold property, and also brew marketing property, any property that has to do with Nana Appiah Mensah, the person should kindly hand over the property to the Economic Organized of Crime Office, that's EOCO, because a court order has come that all the properties of Nana Appiah Mensah should be taken and sold so that they can pay Men's Gold customers who invested their millions of cedis into this Ponzi scheme Men's Gold, who are suffering, who are crying. 6 months now, getting to 1 year, people have not received their dividends. So because of this, the court have finally given an order that all the properties of Nana Appiah Mensah, who happens to be the boss of this Ponzi scheme Men's Gold Company Limited, his properties will all be sold, particularly the ones at Zylofon record label, the ones at Zylofon properties, those properties that he gave to artists, somebody like Shatta, somebody like Becca, somebody like even Stonebwoy, the properties that they give to them whilst they signed them, all of these properties will be taken by the EOCO, the Economic Organized of Crime Office. This is all in aid to make sure that customers who invested their millions of Ghana cedis into this particular Men's Gold Company Limited will finally be paid. So in a statement, as you are showing on the screen, this is just one of the statements or a preview of the statement that Pinax TV we got. We want you to take a critical look at the session that see by the news release all employees of the affected companies, relatives and friends who are in possession of any of such properties are to surrender same by the authority of the High Court. So the Economic and Organized Crime Head Office and regional offices, in their own interest, failure to do so will constitute contempt of court, which will attract the appropriate sanctions. So we are not just saying it, we have evidence, because the EOCO, that's Economic Organized of Crime Office, have finally given an order that all the properties, particularly the ones that the artists who were signed onto the Zylofon record label that they own, all the properties that they have, they should surrender it to EOCO, because a court order says that anything that Nana Appiah Mensah has or he owns or indirectly he has a hand in it, it should be taken and given to the customers who invested their millions of Ghana cedis into this Ponzi scheme Men's Gold Company Limited, and up to now they have not received any dividend. Also, concerns are raised because some people who work at the Zylofon FM and Zylofon TV, all of them will go home talking about our own Sami Atiobi Flex and also Black Rasta. They are doing a great job to make sure that the Zylofon radio and Zylofon TV, we're taking care of, or the station will go on well. Now it's sad because all of them will have to go home and surrender Zylofon TV and Zylofon FM to EOCO and also the government of Ghana. Moving on to a rather good news that some people or the supporters of Anas Aremiyao Anas, who have been calling for justice, that something should be done to the loudmouth MP who seems like he's untouchable, or who calls him or usually does himself like a thin god in this country. These are the words of the Anas Aremiyao Anas, people who support him, because they are happy at this news, because Honorable Kennedy Ohene Agyapo, who is the member of parliament for Asin Central. Information reaching us is that finally, the minority in Parliament, led by the minority whip, that is Honorable Muntaka Mohammed, finally they've dragged Honorable Kennedy Ohini Agyapo to the Privileges Committee, saying that he said certain things on his Net2 TV which incited violence to people, perhaps which even caused the death of this young journalist by the name Ahmed Hussein Swale, just some few weeks ago or some few days ago at Medina, whilst he was shot dead whilst he was returning to come and take the daughter to the hospital. This news comes of great joy because a lot of people are saying that Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, it's high time that somebody deal with him. We don't care if he's a member of the National Patriotic Party or he is somebody who usually come out with corrupt, who comes out with news about corrupt people or not. It's high time that the law deals with him. So this is currently what is going on, as Anas Aremeyaw Anas, his followers are happy about this particular sanction. Others too are not happy. In details, this particular sanction could make sure that Kennedy Ohini Agyapo will be expelled from Parliament, because when he's being taken to the Privileges Committee, they will vote and they will also make sure that the minority will bring enough evidences, to show that Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, who is the member of Parliament for Asin Central, said this day and this day, and they will even look at the context that he was coming from, the context that he was going, and what he really said. If in the first place it even incited violence in the first place, or even caused the death of this young journalist by the name Ahmed Hussein Swale. So that's the breaking news we are giving to our people. We are all hoping that Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, since it is claimed that he's innocent, he will pass through this particular one, because initially he has passed through what came on last year, whilst the Privileges Committee hauled him over after he said on his own channel that parliamentarians and even MPs are fools. This particular issue turned into a whole wide world discussion, particularly one topic here in Ghana which went so far, and finally Kennedy Agyapo survived that after he rendered unqualified apology to the members of Parliament and everybody. He has said that after his term ends he won't go again, but then now the way things are going, it seems like our own Honorable MP, Honorable Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, may not even live up to the 2020 to resign his position, or to come and say that he won't even contest again as the new member of Parliament or the next member of Parliament for Asin Central. So currently that is what is going on. Breaking news reaching us is that our own Honorable Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, who is the member of Parliament, have finally been hauled over to the Privileges Committee after he made some remarks about the dead journalist, which is claimed that he even incited the death of this young journalist by the name Ahmed Hussein Swale, who used to work with Anas Aremeyaw Anas, and also the followers of Shatta movement. Finally, your king will be losing some properties that Zylofon record label they gave him when they signed him. So you'll not be seeing any more videos of Shatta Wale in the pool. He on live video saying this is my Zylofon mansion, check out my Zylofon mansion, because all of these properties tomorrow will be taken away from him. And the way things are, Shatta Wale may be homeless, as some Beam Nasty fans are speculating. We all know that Shatta Wale has a lot of houses, so he won't be homeless. So let us know what you think about all of these issues that we spoke about. If it's right for EOCO to take this action against Nana Appiah Mensah, particularly looking at the fact that he signed some artists in his record label. It's a contract, so why would they even come out and say that now they should surrender all their properties? And then also Honorable Kennedy Ohini Agyapo, who is the member of Parliament for Asin Central, finally he has been hauled over to the Privileges Committee. A good news to the followers of Anas Aremeyaw Anas, who are calling for justice for the dead man, that is Ahmed Hussein Swale. Subscribe if you are new to this channel, and also share this video to your various social media handles. Thank you very much for watching.